bear. They collected all the money that they thought that they could spare, and they sent it off to Ireland to their unknown new friends. $700, it was a fortune to them then. It was a fortune to them then. Now you may wonder at my story, you may marvel at its worth, but I tell you there is goodness in the people of the earth, and I tell you there is beauty in the darkest of the days, and a light to come shine and glow the darkness all away, and glow the darkness all away. Kind of winding down here at SoulFood Books. Yeah. This is an old song from Seattle. I don't know if it'll make much sense to you, but it makes sense to me. It was pretty near cold. It was 18 degrees, the door done froze, hope the pipes don't freeze. Lonesome coyote growled way off on a rise, where the iceberg of winter hit me right between the eyes. And the old timers told that it wasn't all that cold, as they stoked the coal stove worth its weight in solid gold. And they do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. The cannibal troop ships docked up real slow to the longshore dock that belonged to Brother Joe. Well, in the fat black limousine, the banker and the toad made plans for the future as they watched the ships unload. And the watchtower spies with their telescopic eyes made sure everything was legal so no one would get wise. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. Ramblin' Dave got busted and they throwed him in jail, where they spent all of his money and they opened all of his mail. And the Flatfoot partners on the downtown beat carved another notch and went off down the street. And the stool pigeon swore as he crawled across the floor. You may think it's over, but I think there's more. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. In the lobotomy factory on the midnight shift, there sat Sylvia by the dead weight lift, staring holes through the plaster of the company walls, while all the old vultures made up stories in the hall. And the roll caller came, calling everyone by name, rearranging faces till they all turned out the same. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. Rita, very frightened for their lives, watched Matt, the up-and-coming, practice throwing knives at a sullen-eyed motorcycle heavy with a beard who rolled over sideways and then just disappeared. And the radio moaned like a dog without no bone as the slow smoke rose around the no-smoking zone. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. The lynch mob posse played a dangerous game with their bloodhound noses on the trail of Jesse James, who came and went like a vanishing ghost, slipping in and out of handcuffs all up and down the coast. And the victims all got wise how to be better victimized, painting bullseye targets right between their eyes. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. In the family reunion hall where hangs the family creed, no one said a word and no one disagreed. And the mother and the father with the baby in their arms saw only what they wanted to see so they would not be alarmed. And the time ran dry at the 12 o'clock high. They knotted up their collars and they left without their ties. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot at the usual if you're looking for a change. Lonesome hobo felt his feet begin to drag through the freight yard dust where he collected paper bags. He thought about himself like a dog without a tail as he bed down in the cinders, put his head up on the rail. And the 409, way behind time, never knew a thing until they read the headline. They do what they do, and it's all so very strange. Take a shot of the usual if you're looking for a change. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to finish up with something. As soon as I figure out what it is I'm going to finish up with. Give me a second here. Sorry. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'll do that. I'll finish up with that. Yeah, I like that one too. This is a song that I wanted to write for probably 20 years. Something like this. I was not raised with any religion. My parents were atheists, and I have remained so. Thank you very much. And so I have religious friends, and I see their things, whatever you want to call them, and I often wonder. I wonder about them because I don't have, feelings of necessity, feelings of guilt, feelings of if I don't do this, that will happen or something. Those don't happen to me. So I don't feel necessities when I go past churches or synagogues or mosques or whatever. I don't have any feelings of necessity at all. They don't, and to me, if there actually was an eternal something, then everybody would feel necessity, right? I mean, when a tornado comes, you run, right? It's scary, right? Earthquakes, right? Bulldozers running over your feet, right? These are necessary things. So if I don't feel something, then I have to assume that it's probably... Anyway, I'll just sing the song, but let me just say that I didn't realize it until somebody pointed out to me once, and it's true, that the crucifix is, in fact... That was how they killed people in those days. That was the state execution tool. It's the gas chamber. It's the hangman's noose. It's the firing squad. It's lethal injection. That's what that is. Well, it depends on how slowly you hang somebody, but yeah. I mean, you might as well, picture somebody walking around with all the best of intentions and deep reverence and everything, wearing a hangman's noose or wearing an electric chair around their neck. You would think twice about it. Well, as a person who doesn't have any of these, I look at them and I think, what are you doing? But of course, they have reasons, and I respect that. I have to respect that. But I wanted to bring this up in some way. And I wanted to bring up the possibility that Jesus himself, if he existed, now there are people who, for good reason, think that maybe he actually didn't even exist in the first place. He was a composite character made to fill an historical gap. There's certain, and that's another conversation, there's lots of reasons for thinking that. There's lots of evidence that points in that direction. But if he did in fact exist, if any of the story is true, and he died horribly over a period of 3 days, hanging from this thing, would he want you to walk around with a picture of him like that? Would he want to be represented on the walls of your churches like that? My God, it took him 3 days to die on that thing. Wouldn't he rather have you? So that was what I wanted to get across was that. And when I was in Taiwan, I started off my entire evening days ago doing the song about Meinong. In Meinong, in the valley of the butterfly, blah, blah, blah. Well, in Meinong was this temple that I went to. And it was a Buddhist temple, I think, or a Taoist, I'm not sure. One of the two. They have both there. And on the wall were all these, spirits and demons and stuff carved and frescoed and everything. I mean, more than you can shake a stick at, just dozens and dozens of them. And some were scary and angry. And then there was this one guy, and I think it was a laughing Buddha. This one guy, he was having a great big, huge belly laugh. And he was laughing really hard. And I looked at it and I thought, if I'm going to have a God, that's what I want. I want one that's laughing. I don't want one that's angry. I don't want one who's crying blood. Stop. Spare me from the God who cries blood. I'm sorry. It's just, stop. Spare me from the tombs and all that stuff. I want a God that laughs. So I got back home from my trip, and I was jet lagged, of course, horribly for a few days. So what do you do when you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning ready to go? You do whatever, and then you write a song. And I wanted to do, and so I imagined if that laughing deity went to St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City in the middle of the night, and there's Jesus, right? He's up there, because that's where they got him. It took him 3 days to die, but there he is still there, because they love him so much, right? And the laughing deity comes in, and he has a talk, and they just have a talk. And through the course of the song, you find out that, Jesus would rather be doing other things. So I'll leave you with this. Thanks for the suggestion. I didn't know what I was going to end with. And I have CDs right over there, and this song, The Laughing Deity, is on one of the CDs. And the song I sang before, what song did I sing before? Oh my gosh, whatever song I sang before is probably on a CD. A lot of the songs I sang are on those CDs. So see me afterwards. This is Jesus and the Laughing Deity. Well, it was in the great cathedral when nobody was around, just Jesus on the cross beams, wishing he could get down, when a stranger came and riding on a dusty old horse, and the stranger, he was laughing, respectfully, of course. Why so glum, the stranger said, it's such a beautiful view. Jesus says, Jesus, don't you know who you're talking to? And who are you to interrupt my sacred misery? Oh, I thought you knew, the stranger said, I am the laughing deity. The laughing deity said, Jesus, well, I have my doubts. Besides, I don't know what there is to laugh about. I've been beaten up and spat on and riddled through with spears, and I've been hanging from this damn thing for 2,000 years. Well, that's a shame, said the deity. Somebody ought to take you down. You don't look so good. I know a doctor downtown. You could get gangrene. This place is full of rats. Ain't no way to treat a savior. Leave him hanging like that. Leave him hanging like that. as he cried a bloody tear. People say they love me, but they keep me up here. They think that if I'm miserable, they won't have to feel so bad. If I could get out of this place, I swear I'd go to Trinidad. Well, don't you have a famous father who could lay this place to waste? Yeah, I do, said Jesus, but this was his idea in the first place. Don't ask me to explain it, it would take too long. Families like mine, you have to learn to get along. Now the deity distracted and his mouth began to smile, and he realized he hadn't had a good laugh in quite a while. But there ain't no sense in laughing all alone, says he. Come on, Jesus, laugh with me. Yeah, come on, laugh with me. Said, Jesus, you must be out of your mind. I mean many things to many people, but I ain't the laughing kind. Well, you better learn to be. The deity replied, can't get much worse. You're already crucified. Yeah, but what about these nails? I mean, you got me hanging up here like a trophy. Well, those things are only as strong as you allow them to be. Sackcloth and nails, hardwood crossbeams and glue. Start laughing loud enough, ain't no what telling what they might do. Says Jesus with a furrow in his brow. I used to laugh a long time ago, but I kind of forgot how. That's all right, said the deity. You'll get it back. You just need a little something to help lubricate the laugh track. You ever hear the one about the humans? He said as he got right up to his ear, and he whispered in a punchline that we will never hear. And Jesus, well, his composure, it started to erode, and then he broke out with a laugh like the world would explode. Like the world would explode. And his laughter ricocheted like a fusillade of thunder, and the great cathedral shuddered from the miracle and wonder. And after a while, when he finally settled down, well, Jesus and the deity, they were both standing on the ground. Jesus said, Jesus, how did I get down? My hands don't hurt, my side is healed, and I'm walking around. It's like I just woke up and shook myself and watched myself appear. I haven't felt this good in 2,000 years. Accept it, said the deity. Suspend your disbelief. You don't have to always be so serious. Life is way too brief. It's your second chance, my friend. It's a brand new you. No one will even recognize you. You can do what you want to do. Yeah, but what about my followers when they come here looking for me? Well, that's all right. There's still that other you, said the laughing deity. And sure enough, there he was, so high up in the dust, abandoned and forlorn, just like he always was. Jesus said, Jesus, let's get out of here. They both got on that dusty old horse, and away they disappeared. They could have ridden off into the sunset, but they went the other way, into where the sun rises, because it's better that way. Yeah, it's better that way. Now there are many morals to be had in story and in song. Be careful not to misinterpret, or you might just get them wrong. Some worlds are full of demons and some are filled with light. It don't matter what you're looking at if you can't see it right. So if you want some explanations in these great vast mysteries, well, there are many ways to follow in many different directories. Some will leave you hanging, some will give you a better view. The choice is there before you, and I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it up to you. Thank you very much. And I do have CDs, and I have a tip hat for your patronage and all that kind of stuff. Thanks a lot. What?